Okay. Hi, my name is Shay, and thank you for watching. Today, I would like to talk to you guys about the quality of food based off your income. See, now, and personally for me, growing up, I can really relate to the low income side of it. And growing up, I've also seen the high income side of it, but I will speak strongly on the low income side. So, here we go. It's no surprise that in today's society, the bigger a person's income, the healthier the food choices are. In schools, there's always this division within kids that some are doing better than others. Now, some people will see a hefty kid and would think that they're eating a lot. They probably are, but is what they're eating good for them? Now, lower income people are not getting the proper food they need, and that needs to change. Now, proper healthy food should be more accessible to lower income people, not just for high income people. And the lack of access to healthy food leads to unhealthy, obsessed children and people. Also, this leads to more health problems within the lower communities. And growing up, I've seen a lot of health problems within families, such as my own and others, like friends, like diabetes and cancer and other things. Other things that is not based off food, but like when you're not eating properly, you're not getting the right stuff, that can also trigger your cancer to kick up faster. Now, proper healthy food needs to be more accessible to lower income people to improve the health and decrease the obesity population. Um, Kids and adults are more prone to obesity, eating only what's available to them based off their income. More than 3 million US cases per year is on very common obese people. Kids are forced to have health problems that they should not have at the age, such as type 2 diabetes, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, arthritis, and obstructive sleep apnea. In the US, 69% of the adult population are overweight or obese. This puts them at higher risk to strokes, heart attack, high blood pressure, diabetes, gallbladder disease, and cancer. Now, like I said, like the food quality that they're eating compared to other people, like poor families, such as you're probably not getting the freshest chicken from like raw chicken, or you're getting whatever was affordable to your income. You're not getting the state government approved. Like you might get some stuff that it may have been spoiled for like 1 or 2 days, but they're still selling it type thing to the low income families because it's cheaper because it is spoiled, but it's not weeks or months after the expiration date. So this leads to also these causes because they're not getting the food at a fresh date. Now, it has been proven that the gap in price between cheaper, healthier food and more expensive but healthier options has grown significantly wider and over the last 10 years. Because of this significant gap, it affects the mood and behaviors in low-income families. This draws tension between parents because they are trying to figure out their next meal. When the food becomes repetitive, there's an anger in the parents, and the kids can tell. Then they react off their parents' feelings. And growing up, I can really relate to that because my situation was never the best, and we were always struggling. And it's very true. I've seen my mom cry, and I've seen her break down trying to figure out the next meal to put on our table. And she broke down because she didn't like her situation, and like she didn't know if we were going to eat the next day. And based off that, I can honestly say that I reacted not in a positive way in other people's eyes, but in my eyes and in my mom's eyes and my sister's eyes. I did what I thought was best for us. So I did go out and do things that wasn't right. But like I said, when you have meals repetitive every night, you go out and do things without even thinking about the consequence. So from personal experience, like I said, it's true. Based off seeing your parents' reactions and emotions, and you get tired of seeing that, you will do stuff without even thinking twice about the consequences. Now, low-income family meals are very unhealthy and repetitive, but they have no choice, and this affects the children. This has led many children to theft, not because the child is a bad person, but only because after eating something repetitive for years and seeing his parents' reaction to their situation makes the kid want to go out and get something they've never had without really thinking of the consequences of their actions. Going back to what I said, yes, I'm not proud of it, but at the time I did what I thought was best. I would go into supermarkets and I would walk out with stuff to bring back to the family because we really needed it. And after having something so repetitive, I would see something in the store and it just catches my eye. I see other people walking out with it and I don't think, why can't I have it too? It's better for them. And I'm eating stuff that's only affordable to me and it's not as healthy. I mean, yes, it's good, but at the end of the day, it's not good for me. Like I said, it leads kids to do things that they don't want to do. I mean, like I said, it doesn't make me a bad person. Just in my eyes, I thought I was doing best. I thought I was doing what I thought was best for my family and my mom, and I got tired of seeing her cry, and I got tired of our situation of struggling. Now, after the effects on the family and the kids, this has led people to the life of crime. Food makes a bigger difference in a person's life, but a lot of people don't notice it. It's like breathing. We all know air is important, but we don't pay attention to it that much because we all have an equal amount of it, and it's always there. It's those who don't have it all the time who this hurts, who don't have it like on a daily basis. When people do steal, they mostly think about the use they can get out of it, not really thinking twice on the punishment. Now, like I said, it's some people, I've experienced the high income part of life too, and I'm experiencing it right now because I moved out and I live with people who never had to look at prices when they walk into stores. They just grab whatever they know they need, or they'll grab excessive stuff that they probably don't need, and they don't have to look at the prices. So I've seen both sides, and it's true, it can lead people to the life of crime, and honestly, it can turn a person into a bad person because after stealing so many times, you see it's kind of easy. Then when you get older and it doesn't just become food, it becomes probably money, then you've been stealing your whole life. You think you can do it when it comes to like banks or something like that, then that leads to federal crimes, like really bad crimes, leading to more low income people in jail, prison, leading them down the wrong path. So food is very important in a person's life. It's like people who have it all the time don't really realize how it can affect a person. It only affects the people who don't have it on an everyday basis, like I said before. Now, famous people who are considered stars, now they don't have to worry about the expense of food, but are quick to be in a magazine telling people what to eat and how to have, and that we need to have our bodies more like theirs. Now, I grew up with a phrase that I believe a lot of people use that fits in perfectly with this situation and how stars are trying to tell us how to spend our money on food and to look more like them, which is, it's a lot easier said than done. Once again, these celebrities do not have to worry about the expense on food, so they eat differently every night, and it's most likely good for them. That is why they have nice bodies and good health. And this has certain low-income people forced to starve themselves to reach the magazine image. They know that what they are eating is not good for them, and that it won't help them reach that image, but the unhealthy food is all they can afford. So basically, celebrities are not making the situation any better. They are actually making it worse. Of course, they are not doing this intentionally, but the actions have a negative effect on low-income families. And I can, once again, from experience, can tell you that I've walked into families' houses, aunties, whatever, and I've seen those magazines of models on the cover, and my aunties and my mom trying to reach this image because the magazine tells them to, or they'll look in the mirror and they'll see that they're not like that, and they will try to do anything they can to get to that. And sometimes this also puts a family at risk because, like, some females I know of, not just my family, my aunties, that want to reach that image, they will do whatever to reach that image. They will spend money that they don't have to get certain stuff they need, which can cause a meal or two, or it can cause the child to, like I said, go some nights without food or whatever. But I know celebrities aren't doing this on purpose, but it just has a negative effect on low-income families. And it just needs to be brought more to awareness to people. And like in closing, you can tell, like it's obvious, like you can like see the difference based off income. When you have it, you don't look at price, you just get what you need, and you're good. When you don't have it, you're checking the price, you're penny pinching, and you're actually budgeting yourself when you go into the store. It makes a difference in a person's meal. So the food based off, the quality of your food based off your income, it affects a lot. It affects your mood, your behavior, your family, your children. It affects the people around you. It can affect the way you act